Hello there, thanks very much for joining me. My name's Moira MacDonald and today I have brought you an envelope junk journal. It is in terms of size 8.5 inches by 6.25 inches. There's one signature, 32 pages of which I have 58 writable surfaces. The majority of the images used within it have been provided by a variety of Etsy shops. The main package is in fact an ArtyMAZE kit. I haven't used the entire kit. I used some of it along with some coffee stained paper. So we'll have a quick run through and you can see what you think. The cover itself is fabric. I sewed round and I have layered a couple of different laces here with an image that I got from the Graphics Fairy, graphicsfairy.com. Got some more lace, different lace down the bottom here, and a paper rosette that I made up, and there's a matching butterfly because the actual kit itself is, I can't remember what it's called, but it is about butterflies. So I thought it was only appropriate that I should put a wee butterfly on the top. Another wee bit of lace down there. So inside the front cover we have one of the pages from the kit has been stuck down, and on top I have made a wee book page, because let's face it, I've got plenty of book pages, a wee book page pocket here that I sewed round. Try and bring it in to let you see. Now I gessoed it and then used some rice paper decoupage on top. The only reason I gessoed it is I quite often find that when you decoupage on top of the book print, I don't know if it's just the books that I've bought, but the print is screaming through them and you don't get the benefit of actually seeing the images very well, so I thought it was better to maybe try and do a wee bit of gesso on it first of all, and it certainly shows them up much better. I did my stamp on my ex libris again, so whoever gets the book can put in their name there. And let's get into the book itself. So that's one of the printed pages. I've used some other ArtyMAZE paper on the other side to give you right surfaces here. Wee square doily, and it was only as I was sitting going through the book a minute ago that I realised it's not entirely straight. But there you go, that is the beauty of handmade. Hopefully it won't detract sufficiently that anybody would think, oh, I wouldn't want to touch that journal. This is a sort of jotter page, and I run along the edge with a Martha Stewart punch. Book page, Sue Wilson die here, one of the Gemini dies. I used the edging, then used my decal edge scissors at top and bottom, and then used the die itself to cut out the section in the middle there. I've layered some butterflies. I actually cut them out of, I used a die obviously, I die cut them from a sheet of ArtyMAZE images, and I've layered that on a book page on a bigger die cut butterfly. I had used a doily here when I was doing the coffee staining, and it's shown up quite well. Incidentally, the staining on the pages I used, I think it was called Mandarin, the colour. Not that it shows up as orange, but I used one of the Perfect Pearls in with my coffee just to give it a wee bit of sheen. And there's a little bumblebee stamp in the bottom, which is from Crafty Individuals. Here I used the book page, and I also printed it on card and cut round the edge using my decal edge scissors, then just used vintage photo, and it's a kind of like a tuck spot. I can't remember what the girl that I first saw doing this, her YouTube name is So Carol, that's S-E-U Carol, and I thought it looked great. I thought I really need to have a go at that. I actually printed this on cream card, whereas this is printed on white paper. So there's a slight difference in colour, but I mean it's still, the effect's still there because obviously the butterfly itself matches up perfectly. So I'm quite impressed with the way that came out. Inside I had shrunk down one of the pages and used the vignette feature on the Windows 10 photograph program to sort of make the edges just a little more hazy. Wee bit of lace and a little bling stone, and obviously you can journal on the back of that. Wee bit of ephemera, which is tea stained from, that's from TsunamiRose. I don't want to tuck that in too far. In fact, I'll put it on that way. That way the lace doesn't get adjusted. Little jotter, envelope, not envelope, what do you call it? Paper bag, and just put in a wee bit of ephemera, which is tea stained, oh no, that's coffee stained, and one of TsunamiRose's pictures. Die cut a wee heart, again from one of the pages that I had printed from the kit, and there's quite good coffee staining on this one. This is another one of the tags from the kit, and I used stickles around some of the butterflies. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I'll bring it in a wee bit and I'll hopefully catch the light. I also dry embossed it with an embossing folder just to give it a wee bit of difference, and a wee ribbon in the top. And I've stuck that down to use as a tuck spot. And we've got some ephemera, Pretty Lady, tea stained, or coffee stained. Either way it's stained. That's what I was trying to get at there. There had been a doily there, wee bee in the corner, book page, doily. This is one of the pages from the kit. Another jotted page. More die cut butterflies, and I used my I used the Sue Wilson die here to cut the edge, but I didn't bother doing the die cut here. I just used it for the edging, and then just used my decal scissors for the top and bottom. This is one of my tea stained doilies. In fact, it's not the doily that was sitting there. You can see yourself, it's really quite dark. The way to be fair, I did use quite a lot of coffee in this one. I keep it up. I'm sorry, I drift between coffee staining and tea staining. It's just, I very rarely say, oh, I'll go for a cup of coffee. I always say I'll go for a cup of tea, but I don't really drink tea. It's almost always coffee. So anyway, it's predominantly coffee staining that's in the book, right? I've said it, that's it, coffee staining. If I say the word tea, ignore it. I really mean coffee staining. I'm just stupid, that's the problem. Another one of the book, the pages from the kit. Music paper. Here we've got die cut, and it's a different Sue Wilson die. They're in the Gemini series. Here we've got another one of the tags that goes with the kit, and again I have done the wee bit stickles and the dry embossing. Hopefully you can see a wee bit of the sparkle. And this is a tag that I made using, it's actually a different Sue Wilson die for the top, and I stamped it and used some Lindy stamp gun embossing powder, and it's got this eyelash trim that ends up everywhere all over your house when you cut it. A wee bit of ephemera, and here we've got a playing card that I have altered. See if we can see any shine on it. I used an image, sorry, I dare say this is out of focus, I don't know how best to do this. These wee goldy bits here are gilding flakes, and you use a special type of gilding glue to adhere them. So it's an image from Crafty Individuals, a pad I got, book page, and there's a bit of decoupage paper here and some lilac paint underneath it. The gilding flakes, the glue that you get, I should have known. I mean, I did know, I just chose not to remember when I was trying to do it. But you've got to put the glue on and leave it for a wee bit of time until the glue itself changes colour. It goes a kind of bluey colour, and that's the point at which you should be trying to attach your gold flakes. I did it a bit early, so consequently when I went to rub off the excess gilding flakes, I got a fingerful of glue. Then we did it again, and it worked. Because I thought, you're an idiot, Moira, why did you do that? Right, anyway, another book page, another different doily, square doily. wee bee in the corner. Oops, here we go. That's another one of the book pages, and I have printed it onto a photograph paper this time, 4x6, and I finally discovered how to not have edges when I was using my printer. I mean, I've only had the printer about 3 years, but hey, you know, who am I to read instructions? I know everything. Yes, so I do. Ah well. Centre, I haven't actually put anything on these yet. I am still deliberating whether or not I shall. I might just leave them as they are, or if I change it, then obviously I'll put some wee hearts on or something. Speaking of which, I've got a wee heart in the corner. Wee bee, another different wee heart. Square doily, page from the kit. Here we've got the die cut butterflies again. There's a wee bee. I did minimal stamping in this, and I didn't do any real sewing, apart from obviously having sewn on the cover. I just thought, I don't want all my journals to become the same, and I'm conscious of the fact that in the last couple that I had done, I'd done quite a lot of sewing with, you know, doing fabric ruffles and whatever, and I thought, nah, you know, so this time, no, let's just try and keep it predominantly paper. Music page, another page from the kit, another wee heart. There's that doily again, more stain in there. Another jotter page. Sorry, that's my phone. Isn't that typical? Somebody always phones you when you're trying to do something. I never get any calls. Never! Sorry about that. Right, here we go, back to this. Page from the kit, doily, book page, more staining and die cut butterflies, die cut heart, wee bee, and just in case you're under any confusion as to what the journal was about, it was about butterflies! Sorry, I'm very immature. Anyway, I got this image from the graphics fairy, and it did print out an awful lot bigger than I had realised it would. I used some coffee stained paper in the back, so it can be used for journaling or for frightening people. There you go. Here's another one of the tags, which is dry embossed with stickles again. We die cut circle of flowers, some ephemera. That's the other end of that paper bag, but I'd sealed it up, so I didn't use that as a tuck spot this time. Wee jotter page. I think you call what we call jotters you probably call notebooks, but when you were at school here you got jotters. So I still refer to little notebooks as jotters. A notebook is a hardbacked book as far as I'm concerned. If it comes with a paper cover, it's a jotter. This is the jotter. Right, so here we've got another couple of these hidden tucks. Again, you'll see yourself that they merge in beautifully. Well, they would do if I'd used the same colour card. They merge in beautifully in terms of where the images are. So it can be almost seamless, apart from the fact that you use vintage photo or whatever to go around the edges. So another one of these black tags that I made, and that eyelash trim, an image from the graphics fairy, and some ephemera from TsunamiRose. It's quite a good tuck spot if you had a photo or something, you didn't want to use the ephemera. I wouldn't be offended, obviously it's whoever buys the book, it's their decision what they do with it. Book page again, another jotter page, little doily, book page, and the end. Again, this is actually stuck down, this isn't sewn in. The only bits of sewn were round the edges, and for me they were remarkably straight because I'm not very good with the sewing, but I'm quite impressed with how that came out. I hadn't realised until I'd put it all together that the stones, although they're both green, they're actually slightly different shades, but they still go okay. So there you go. The book will be closed using sari silk. I just haven't dug it out yet, but that's it. So I hope you like it. Please feel free to leave a comment, because I really enjoy reading your comments and I enjoy being able to respond and making new friends. Thanks very much for your time. Did I give you the size, by the way? It's 8.5 by 6 1/4. I'm not sure. It will be for sale in my Etsy shop, which is Bygones Cards. And if you have any problems finding me on Etsy, give me a shout and I'll see if I can send you a link. Thanks very much for your time. See you again soon. Bye bye.